What it do? What it do? It's your boy Big J, aka aka the Weekday, aka J Money. Before Kyle gets on, my co-host, like usual Kyle Edwards, I want to address somebody. So last week, during the Titans and Miami game, as y'all don't know, I'm a Ravens fan, and that game, I was rooting for the Titans to beat Miami because that's the way the standings worked. If us and Miami are going back and forth with the 1 and 2, prior to them losing to the Titans, if they would have won, they would have took the number 1 seed. So it's like if we win and then they lose, we get number 1. If we lose and they win, they're number 1. I made a post on Facebook, and for people who don't know me, I love being sarcastic. And me and this one girl, Jory, had a bet, which it got called off, saying that if the Ravens, I'm gonna add Kyle in a second. I gotta address this real quick. So me and Jory, which we had a bet. It was like if the Ravens win, then because we put the Titans in London, so if we won, then she would have got Lamar Jackson jersey. Or the deal was if either team won, the loser would have to pick the opposite jersey. Obviously, the deal fell through, but this motherfucking Chase. First of all, I tagged Jory, not you, and your fat ass hopped in my comments and was like, "I'm a loser. I don't get no followers." Da 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 da. Listen, man, we both grown men here, brother. First of all, one, I wasn't tagging you. I was tagging Jory because we had a little inside bet. Then you came from me, came from my podcast, came from me in the work that me and Kyle have done over the last almost a year now, and said I don't get viewers. I don't care if you're joking or not. I talking about viewers. I try to go on YouTube and look up your content. I don't see shit on your YouTube channel. You post about your lawn service business. I don't see nothing about that. You get like 1 or 2 likes on your posts. So you better come correct before you come correct to me, brother. Because I haven't said nothing to you. I left Sports Empire Network because you're probably one of the leaders of that thing. I had nothing to do with it. You're a Chiefs fan. Your Chiefs are losing like crazy. Y'all barely beat the Patriots. No disrespect, Kyle, but I'll add you on in a second. But this is off the script because I just gotta get this shit off my chest because I just as a man, you don't come at me when I came and find your goddamn YouTube channel on YouTube. Come on, bro. Please, bro. And if you want to hop in the comments again on my podcast, we can talk it out like men. I don't care what you have to say about me, man. You are nothing to me. You are nothing. You're a piece of shit for what you said in the comments. And it's just about respect, man. It's about respect, bro. So, other than that, Kyle, man, welcome to the show, brother. I saw you had to walk into that, man.
I didn't know what was going on, but yeah.
Yeah. What happened was how Miami and the Titans played last week, and
Mhm.
how we're we the Ravens or Titans or Miami we're fighting for them that 1 and 2 spot right in the AFC. Well, now since they lost last week, we kind of have a little ground between them. Well, I guess they won against the Jets, but today, but me and Dre had that little inside bet. Hey, if we played in London, if Lamar and the Ravens win, then each losing team has to buy the opposite quarterback jersey. Obviously, the deal went through. and that bet didn't happen. That's fine. So I, jokingly, me and Joy are cool. Like I tagged her. I was like, hey, because finally y'all win a game, man. That matters because obviously you and that's me because you beat Miami. So that helped us out. And Jory, said her little thing. Me and her talked about it in the comments. And then Chase, I don't know his last name. Like he came to my comments like, "Oh, you're a clown. You're a bozo. You don't get no viewers. Like all your takes are trash." And I tagged him. I was like, "Yo, like, come on, bro. Like, you can't be coming at me man to man saying that." Like, and after he commented, I looked on his YouTube. I didn't see no channel. He posts his lawn business, which he does. He says he does. I don't see nothing from his lawn business. So please, Chase, man, if you have a problem with me, brother, we can come on the air. We can talk it out like men, but don't say my takes are trash, man. When your team's trash, Mahomes is complaining every game about getting dropped balls. Y'all are not the number one team in the AFC right now, bro. And I don't give a fuck if my takes are trash, man. It's about sports, but it's about viewership, bro. It's about viewership, man.
I don't know how you coming at the Chiefs, man. Ravens would love to have what the Chiefs have.
But I'm saying he said that I say trash takes. Yes, some of them are trash takes, but some of it is a real take. It's somebody's doing for the clicks, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like I get people talking, But I mean, just don't come at me when I didn't tag you once. I tagged Jory because it was between me and her. And it's saying that I get no viewers. Nothing. I don't know about sports. My takes are lame. Man, please, bro. I had nothing to do with you before that post. I had nothing to do with you ever. Like me and you don't talk like that, bro. Like I just don't get why you're coming at me for it. But I had to get that out the way. I wanted to save it for like the podcast. I want to say it on air so he can hear it if he wants to hear it. But hey, man. I mean, you're in the podcasting business too, bro. You understand that viewership is hard right now, bro. Like it's hard right now. Like when people are doing the same thing you are. And Jory is laughing because she knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, look, for me, I do it just because I like doing it. Me
too.
I'm not trying to get a million views on every video because I just know I'm a very small fish in a very large pond, and I'm fine with that. I mean, I know Chase. I've done stuff with him. He's a good dude. I kind of feel like I don't know how serious he probably was with what he was saying, but you are free to feel however.
I mean, the way in the comments. I mean, I can try to pull him up for you, but the way I saw the comments, it's like I don't think he was joking, bro. He was saying my trash take, my trace.
Once again, I'm just telling you, I have done stuff with Chase. Chase is I don't want to say clown, but he's got a sense of humor. That's the first part. Second part,
I read the comments. So he tagged me. Mm-hmm. He's like, bro, ... You're a fucking clown, like legit. You don't have a clue what you're talking about, which is why no one watches your horrible ass sports takes. I can't tell if you're trying to steal from Arias Spears or if he copies you. And since you're so excited about the Ravens being higher in the standings, the Chiefs in the regular season, I'll remind you that Mahomes has won playoff games and Super Bowls, which is right. I mean, and then he's like, he calls me a clown. Like he's like, oh, you're a clown, all this. So I'm just like, yo.
Well, look, this is what I'm gonna say. So what? I've told you, I've done posts and have people call me way worse than a clown. I don't care, because one, they're never gonna meet me. Two, even if they did, would they say it? Probably not. If they would, I don't care either. I can live my life and know that not everybody loves everything I say or whatever they watch that I'm on. I'm not losing sleep over it.
I mean, I'm not losing sleep over it. I mean, I know what I'm worth, man. I know. I mean, hey, some takes I say are you might not agree with. But half is just for it. It's the fun of it, man. Jordan's a little sensitive about his cries. I mean, I think everyone is. I mean, they want to make sure they're the best at what they do. Like Jory, and I mean, I don't want to come at you, but like sometimes you're afraid to go on camera, and that's all right. You're camera shy. I mean, I'm not really afraid. I mean, I used to be just straight audio. And now, I'm not nervous. Like, it takes some time to get used to being on camera. But like, I mean, I think
But
everyone's sensitive about like,
even even the
going.
people who you would say are at the top of the podcast game or analyst game, they have people who don't like everything that they do.
I mean,
And
look at Stephen A. Stephen A. He's top of his game, but people say, "Oh,
Stephen
he
A.
takes trash takes."
could care less about the people who don't like him.
Yeah. That's the point. That's the point. I just don't, as a man, like, how would you feel if, like, I was like, oh, I don't know Chase. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he was like, legit. I'm a clown. I get no viewers. I mean, literally, when I went on his YouTube page and his Facebook, he doesn't have barely any followers, but barely any likes on his posts. So it's like, okay, I can see if you're like making like, I can see if you had like 2,000 something followers and like 50 comments and 50,000 likes. Like, I looked up his YouTube or whatever. I couldn't find shit. Like, it's like, like, why are you talking to a man that has a podcast, is trying to get viewers, but but when I go look at your content, your content's not on there. So I don't know. But no, I'm not gonna I just want to. I just want to air it out. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get it out. And I'm gonna say some more trash takes. I don't care. Ravens are gonna be Super Bowl champions, man. Like, hey, it's looking like we're gonna. We're gonna have what, the Jaguars tonight, Niners next week, and then Miami, which we're going to that game.
Ravens don't get to count on anything in the playoffs. They need to prove it.
It's true, but let's another game that 8:20. Let's get right to it. All right, so the first game, or the first question.
All right.
Well, I guess it was going to be like preview, but since the games are halfway done, like, the game's been played, other than the Sunday night game and the Monday night game, for week 15, right?
Yeah, this is week 15.
So I guess we can do like recap of the games, and I guess we can just do the first topic. So there's 4 games left of the season. Well, I guess 3 after this season, or of this season. So 3 games left technically. Who had the real shot at making the playoffs, and who's on the outside looking in? Like, who in your eyes think has?
I feel like
who are the contenders and pretenders?
Looking at the AFC, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like your division winners are pretty much set. The Ravens will probably win the North. The Chiefs, I think, with the win today and with Denver losing yesterday, the Chiefs are safely going to win the West. The South, you're looking at the Jaguars or the Texans. I think the Texans are hanging in there. I give them credit. They won a tough game against a Tennessee team that was riding high off of the Miami win without Stroud. So I think that builds their confidence. So I still think they're at play there. And we'll see. If the Jaguars could win tonight against the Ravens, they'll obviously feel much better about their position in the division. But if they lose, Texans are going to feel like we might be able to get this. Now, the East, I don't know. I felt like Miami seems like the dominant team, but now all of a sudden, Buffalo wants to start playing good football. I still will say that the Dolphins get in. Now, before the season, I said the Bills weren't going to make the playoffs. I feel like the Bills are about to prove me wrong. And because the win today against the Cowboys, you got to give them a lot of credit for that. They blew out the Cowboys. I didn't see that coming. But then again, trying to rely on the Cowboys to do something is a lot to ask as well. So I figure, okay, so Miami and Buffalo will get into the playoffs. Baltimore's in. I'll say Jacksonville and Houston get in. And then the Chiefs get in. Now you have a bunch of teams that will be basically fighting for one wild card spot. And if I had to make a guess out of those, who might get in? My bold take last week, on the Big 3 was that the Bengals make the playoffs. So I'm gonna stick with the Bengals as the last team to get in as a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the contenders are definitely like the conference. I mean, the division winners as of now, like the Ravens. Well, who's the winner in the East? AFC East is the Miami, right?
The Dolphins lead the division currently, but I think Buffalo's right there with them. The Titans' loss by Miami could come back to bite them because Miami is a team that I fully believe. Well, no, they still have a 2-game lead, so so Miami's fine. So Miami will get the AFC East. For some reason,
what
I
is
thought
the
Buffalo
Miami? Well, Miami they had Buffalo, right? I mean, no, Cowboys has the next week, right? Cowboys in Miami.
Yeah, but Miami has a 2-game lead on Buffalo. It's tough to make up 2 games in only 3 weeks. So they should be safe unless they fully collapse. I doubt that. Yeah, because right now it's Ravens, Dolphins.
I think if we win tonight, then we clinch this playoff berth. Like I think we clinch. No, yeah. If we win, then we're in. Because we'll have 11 wins.
Yeah, I'm not sure about tiebreakers.
Yeah, because because we beat the Bengals twice.
Yes.
I
was just looking at that. Yeah.
I mean, we still have the Steelers when we split with the Browns. I mean, we still have the Steelers game
because the Browns can win 12 games. They're 9-5 right now.
I know, but if we because since the Steelers
but the Colts are a playoff team. The Colts have the tiebreaker on Baltimore.
I know, but I thought the Colts beat. I thought the clinch scenario if the Steelers lose to the Colts, which they did, and then we win, then we're in. Because the Ravens, like even the Ravens media today was like they made a post saying when then we're in.
I guess it's gotta be. I don't know because the Colts are 8-6. They could be 11-6. If the Ravens win, they're 11-3. They could still be 11-6. And then depending on what the Bengals and Browns do,
11-6 or 11-3. Will we be 11-3?
I'll just say if you're 11-3 and you lose out, you go 11-6. If the Colts were 11-6, the Colts have the tiebreaker. Oh. But if the Bengals went 11-6, yeah, okay, so that is why. Yeah, because the Bengals, the best they could do is 11-6, and the Ravens have the tiebreaker, so the Ravens would get in over the Bengals. So yeah. Yeah, because the Ravens have the tiebreaker on the Texans. And I guess the Bills, yeah. So I guess the Ravens are in with a win. But look, I don't know, because the weirdest thing with the AFC is the playoff seeds are going to matter. Like for Miami, I think Miami needs home field. I wouldn't trust Miami on the road, even with as up in the air the AFC is. The Jags, I think they need home field. Unfortunately, they'll probably only get it in the first round. But some of these wildcard teams, I think, might pull off some upsets in the AFC. Cleveland's going to be a tough team, even though they'll be on the road because of that defense. I think the Bengals, because Browning is gaining confidence, are going to be a tough road team.
Well, do they have isn't Jamar Chase hurt?
I mean, Chase got hurt in this past game, and all Browning did was start going to Higgins and Boyd, and they were making big catch after big catch. And Mixon has become more of a factor. So I like what the Bengals are doing. And then Colts, Texans, you saw that Texans defense. They are going to give teams problems. And I don't know. I think we're going to see some upsets in the AFC. Some division winners are going to lose early.
I think that I think the contenders, I think they're gonna be Baltimore, Miami. I'm assuming the AFC. Baltimore, Miami. KC's a little shaky because like they've been up and down the season.
But they've been there.
But they're number 3. I mean, that's crazy. I would never think that the Browns would be have the same record as the Chiefs, man, because they're 9-5.
The Browns are good. I've been saying that all season. I said before this season the Browns are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, even with a backup quarterback, even with their freaking free agent quarterback, Joe Flacco,
that defense will give them a chance.
Yeah.
And Flacco, all Flacco has to do is not turn the ball over. Don't do anything stupid. That's all he has to do, and they will be in games.
Definitely, I'd say Cleveland is a contender. Jacksonville is a contender. Bengals are a little shaky. I mean, I know with Jake Browning, he's obviously has a couple games under his belt. They still have a lot to prove. Obviously, clearly, when Joe Burrow gets healthy, probably next season, he's the number one starter for sure. But I don't know. It's just like it all weighs in on the health of the running backs and Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. And if they can stay healthy, and he's a little banged up, and then T Higgins. But they have some playmakers. Their defense is a little shaky at times. But so I say they're pretenders right now. But definitely, who do they have for the last couple of games this season? They have because they can definitely get knocked out of the playoffs. They have the they have the Steelers. Oh, damn, they have kind of so they have Steelers, Chiefs, and then Bengals. I'm sorry, Browns. So that can be shaky. So they could get bounced out. I mean, say if we win and then Steelers, that's kind of.
I have some questions about the Steelers.
No, but I'm saying like any. I mean, Steelers can win. I mean, I do too. I mean, Kenny Pickett's hurt, and it's a lot more than Kenny Pickett. But I mean, they need more offense. But then again, I'm not.
I'd be worried about them.
But then again, it's the Steelers because I'm not gonna. I mean, the only reason why I won't give up on the Steelers is because of Mike Tomlin. He's still the head coach there. You know what I'm saying? Like I see, so.
One thing I don't get: why do they always have these wide receivers who become problems? I can't figure that out. Antonio Brown, Claypool, you got Deontay Johnson doing his antics, Pickens be doing stuff. I'm just like, what's going on there? I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh fans want Tomlin gone. It's crazy in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, I mean, but still, Bengals can lose one of those games. I mean, they have two division kind of back-to-back games, and then they have Steelers and then Chiefs and then Browns. So, I mean, if we win tonight, it might be a lot harder for them to gain ground, especially in the AFC division. So they're so I would put them as pretenders right now because they're just that schedule is kind of like that. It's tough because they got Mahomes. Who else do I think is? I mean, Buffalo has. They have Chargers, and then they got Patriots and Miami. Yeah, they're a mess. They fired Dan Staley. I mean, and then in the NFC, I'm gonna say contenders are definitely San Francisco. I mean, obviously they already clinched a spot. Philadelphia. It's up there. I mean, pretenders gonna be LA Rams, New Orleans Saints. Man, I mean,
Saints aren't making the playoffs.
I mean, Saints. Who's gonna round out the play? Who's gonna round out
the Bucks are winning that division.
So it's gonna be I mean, other than San Francisco, Philadelphia, Detroit, and Dallas. I mean, San Fran has 11 wins. After the line is 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6.
I'm not banking on the Saints. Not at all. I'd rather bank on the Seahawks getting in over the Saints. I can't trust the Saints.
I mean, they actually we'll see because that game. I mean, they play each other in week 17. So it'd be Bucks and they got the Bucks and Jags. I mean, so they could lose that game.
But I mean, okay. So look at the Saints' final 3 games. They're at the Rams, at the Bucks, home to the Falcons.
I mean, they can beat the Rams. They can beat the. I mean, they can.
If you know what they're going to get offensively, I guess. I don't know week to week what they're going to do offensively. And the Rams right now are playing with a lot of confidence. Puka Nacua has come on out of nowhere and has turned into a pretty good wide receiver. And for some reason, they're just finding ways to win right now. I don't even think Saints fans want to see the Saints in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean that game's going to decide. I think that game's going to decide, because obviously it's a divisional Saints and Bucks.
Yeah, it'll come down to that.
That's Christmas. Sure. That's Christmas Eve, or not Christmas Eve, no, New Year's Eve actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, Saints. They have LA, Bucks, and then Falcons. I mean, they could be the Falcons are just trash this year, man. They're not using like Bijan hardly in like any which I don't get. I mean, you drafted him in number 8 spot. I mean, I don't know if he hurt, is he banged up. I mean, I don't know why they're not using him.
If I'm a defense, I wouldn't let Bijan Robinson beat me anyway.
No, but I'm saying like for them, just for their own sake, how come they're not using like? I mean, I got some Falcons fans who come to me like, "Oh, why are we not using like Bijan, and they're not even using their tight end, Kyle Pitts."
I have a hot take on Kyle Pitts that Falcons fans will not like. I don't think he's that great, to be honest with you. I think it was a dumb pick because
he came out of Florida, right?
That's the only reason why they picked him. The Falcons will take whoever the hot name is out of the SEC with the high pick. Kyle Pitts as a tight end was a luxury pick. If the Falcons don't have their quarterback position set, why take a tight end? I didn't understand the pick, but Falcons fans loved it because he played right at Florida. They saw him week in and week out. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. For this system, makes zero sense having that guy on the team. So they're just gonna every year that Ritter or Heineke or one of these random quarterbacks is sitting back there, Pitts is gonna get wasted.
Right.
And Falcons fans will continue to say, "Oh, just get the ball to him." Okay, get a quarterback to do that first, then we can talk about it.
Right. Let's just move on quickly.
Yep.
So yeah, I just question. I know you kind of answered it in the text in the group chat, but it's a good question because my cousin, he's a huge Giants fan. He's always getting on me like for the Ravens, like we barely got by this team. So he loves calling me like every game, and he's like the Ravens are the most complete team.
You're letting a Giants fan talk trash to you?
No, I mean he's just trying to. He called me and my brother every game because we're so high on Lamar Jackson, which I mean we should be. But he's like Jordan. I think the Ravens are the most complete team.
No.
But they're not the best team. So what? No. I mean, so yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. So what?
They're not the most complete team.
What? I don't know who that is. The Facebook
user. Somebody on mine. Yeah, make sure if you're on Facebook, hit the link so we can see.
Yeah. Who you are. So what's good, Rod? What's good, Rod?
Yo, what's up, Rod? The Ravens aren't the most complete team. He's gassing your head up.
Before I give my take, let's answer the question fully. Like, what defies?
Well, that's Anthony Price. What's going on, Anthony?
Price.
So for me, a complete team means, they're great both sides of the ball. They're great special teams. The coaching's there.
Wait, okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't say that the Ravens are the best offensive team. So if they're not the best offensively, how are they the most complete team? Now, if you want to say the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, fine. Because in order to be the best team, you just have to have a better record than everybody else. That's what makes you the best team. To be the most complete team, I would make the argument that the 49ers are the most complete team in the NFL. Because offensively, yes, Purdy is not Lamar, but Purdy for that system and that group has that offense running really well. They can beat you running the ball. They'll beat you with the wide receivers. They have all the pieces of a really good offense. I will still say it. When it comes to the Ravens are a good running team with a passing game that's a bit suspect at times. That's why I wouldn't call them a complete team. Defensively, yes, the Ravens are really good defensively. I'm not going to argue that side of the ball. But they're not the most complete team. I would say the Niners are more complete. Oh, yeah, I would say the Niners are the most complete team in the NFL.
And I have to disagree, man, because I mean I think Niners are. I mean, because they had. I mean, they
That's your
got.
team, though.
But I'm saying, like, if you like.
So offensively, you would take the Ravens over the Niners.
I mean, we gonna have to find out. I think it's maybe Lamar's and Perry.
We're not. We're talking about sitting here right now.
Okay.
You would take the Ravens offense over the Niners.
I would, because how Odell and Zaire and how we're cooking. I mean, our running backs are just running people down people's throats. I mean, Lamar is playing like MVP caliber football right now.
Here's the question, and Jory alluded to it. If your running backs are so great, why are the Ravens one of the worst teams with a lead? The amount of leads that they give up when they're so good at running the ball doesn't make sense to me.
What leads did we? I mean, we only lost 3 games this season.
How many of those games did the Ravens play like outstanding first half football, and then we're just hanging on in the second half?
If you want to count that game because the Steelers are kind of wishy-washy.
I'm not a Steelers game. There's a lot of games where the Ravens are
10-3.
dominating the first half, and then the second half they struggle to score. And
what happened against the Lions? We stomped on their.
It's a 17-game season. You can't just pick out one game and act like that's the trend.
Seahawks.
Okay, so you can only play good on the road.
No, that was at home.
No, yes, I'm saying the Seahawks were on the road.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I mean, I think we're the most complete team because we're clicking on. I mean, like I told you before the season started that it was gonna get. I mean, I wasn't worried about the offense first couple of weeks because the chemistry, but now we're in week. I mean, even the chemistry they were like week. It was. I think the chemistry started like way earlier. They maybe week 10, week 11.
I don't know about that.
I mean, Odell's cooking right now. Zay Flowers is himself. I mean, Mark Andrews, he went down, but he might be coming back. I mean, with Mark,
so many games with Odell and Zay are barely relevant because Lamar can't find them, or whatever reason it is.
I gotta post some stats, man, because for
every game that Zay Flowers has 9-10 catches, then there'll be some weeks he'll have 3 or 4. And I'm not even holding that against Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers. He was at BC. He found a way to put up numbers in that offense. I won't trash Zay Flowers at all. I'm proud to see a BC product doing well offensively because BC is more known for O-line and linebackers. That's about it. The fact that they have a skill position dude in the league.
I mean, listen. Odell. Okay, I guess the Rams. I missed this last week, so Odell had 4 receiving yards or 4 receptions for 97 yards. 24 was the average for 1 touchdown. Zay Flowers had 6 receiving yards, 60 yards, 10 average, 1 touchdown. This was against the Rams. Chargers. I think they had 2 touchdowns. I think. Let me see. Zay had. He only had. Well, no, that's rushing. My bad.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Where do you think Lamar Jackson is in the league by passing yards? Where do you think he ranks in the league?
Without looking it up, or
yes, without looking it up. I just want to see where do you think he ranks.
Well, I think
in terms of passing yards amongst quarterbacks.
A couple hundred yards from getting 3,000 plus passing yards this season. So I think it's
okay. Where do you think he ranks?
I think he's at least top 10, top 15.
I mean, that's kind of a wide net to cast, but okay. He's 14th.
Okay.
So now,
right in the range.
Well, yeah, but Here's guys who have more passing yards. Baker Mayfield has the exact same. And people trash Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Matt Stafford. Jordan Love has more passing yards. Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Sam Howell,
But Josh Allen
Brock Purdy.
Josh Allen has also been blowing games and losing and throwing picks. How many picks does Josh Allen have?
Remember, Brock Purdy's the dude that you said you'd rather have the Ravens offense.
I mean,
Brock Purdy is number 4 in passing yards.
Because look who he has. He has
Debo
Samuel.
The Niners offense over the Ravens because look at the pieces they have. That was my question to you. Who would you rather have?
I'm still picking because I think Brock Purdy he's not a system quarterback, or he's a situational quarterback. I mean, put him on the Bears, he's average. I mean, put him on the Jets, he's average.
So you think if I put Lamar on the Giants, they're Super Bowl contenders?
I mean, definitely
don't even.
It makes them listen. It makes them plus 5 team, plus 10 team. Depending on who you put around Lamar Jackson. Or are you saying just put him on it with the current roster?
Okay, so you just said depending on what you put around him, but you just said
no. Well, I'm saying, are you talking about this
situational quarterback?
No, are you saying like
every quarterback's like that?
So are you saying putting Lamar just on the current team or situation, or just like build a re-team around him, like
current situation?
I mean, they're pretty banged up. I mean, the Giants they want to be a fair team. I mean, they're banged up. I mean,
okay, so
they're banged
actually,
up.
Maybe that's a bad question. Put Lamar on the 49ers. Are they better than they are with Brock Purdy?
Lamar's more dynamic than Brock Purdy. Lamar's more dynamic.
But he would be so if he's more dynamic.
I mean, if you put Lamar with Debo Samuel, it's a wrap. That's Super Bowl guaranteed. And CMC?
Yeah, but then how you're taking away?
That's like, do you know how many RPOs they would be running?
Effectiveness some way because CMC needs touches where Lamar likes to run the ball a lot as well. Debo Samuel, he'd probably take away from him because whatever. I just feel like, look, Lamar is having a good season. There's no arguing that. Is he having an MVP quality season? He'll get some votes. Will he win it? Probably not. Because
why not? The
same Brock Purdy will probably win it over Lamar.
We're gonna find out next week actually because we play and that's Christmas Day, so I think it's gonna be the first meeting in Lamar and Purdy. So we're gonna see, man. But I mean, all right. Put Purdy on the Ravens. Or are they making? Is Purdy making the Ravens a Super Bowl contender? Hell no.
Why not?
Because Lamar is more dynamic. I mean, Lamar can extend plays.
Okay, so Lamar been so dynamic all these years. One playoff win.
I mean, look at the.
Brock Purdy got more than that.
Huh?
Brock Purdy's got more than one playoff win, and he's not as dynamic. So, what's the problem?
I mean, hey, whoever Facebook user or Anthony Price, Lamar has gotten past who? Donald, Wagner, who else? This season. Boza, he was hurt that Chargers game. The other Boza brother. I mean, Miles Garrett. He can ball with the best.
So another question here. Why have they lost leads with him being so dynamic back there and the great running back? What leads
have they lost? Because I know we lost 3 games.
There's been plenty of games where they've been up big going into halftime and then have let the other team back in. Maybe they've won the game because of a Tucker.
No, I mean, I'm being dead serious. Like, what game have we? How
about the Tennessee game over?
Tennessee game. That's that game was just back and forth.
How about the Colts game that they ended up losing? How'd they lose that game?
We should have won that.
Being so dynamic and all.
We should have won it. There were some missed calls, some missed flags. Some missed flags, bro. You lost the thing that I did.
It's the NFL. That happens.
There was a face mask call that should have been called on Zay Flowers. There should have been a pass interference. I mean, look, I'm not being biased. I watch the game like you do,
Bruh,
like everyone else.
There's literally. I just watched Patrick Mahomes get a pass interference call because the Patriots player had his hand on a guy's back, didn't push him, didn't tug on his jersey or anything. They called that as pass interference. It just happens. And good teams get past it.
Like in a game, like
use those as excuses.
But in a game, like I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we lost 3 games. We're 10-3, and we beat some of the best. I have confidence that we can go up against some of the best because that's why we're the most complete team. Because
I've also seen a number 1 seed Ravens team a couple of years ago lose and be one and done in the playoffs.
A complete team is a team that is efficient on offense, defense, and special.
The Niners are better at it than the Ravens.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry.
All right. Okay.
I mean, y'all still see what.
Okay. So Purdy has more passing yards than Lamar. Who would you take, CMC or whoever's the running back for the Ravens?
I mean, the Ravens don't use just one running back. We use a puffer. We use Gus
Edwards.
We use Keaton Mitchell.
Would you take the Ravens running back group or CMC?
Well, who's behind CMC?
I'm talking about CMC. That's who I'm talking about. Who would you rather have?
I mean, anyone would have CMC. He's a freaking star caliber running back.
Okay, so the wide receiver group. Who would you rather have?
I mean, who's the Ayuk and Debo and who else? Jennings. I take the Ravens.
Compare Ayuk, Debo versus Zay and OBJ.
I take the Ravens. I take the Ravens. OBJ is cooking right now.
Okay.
And Bateman. Don't forget about Bateman. I mean, don't forget about Andrews when he comes back.
I'm counting the number 2. I'm counting the top 2 options.
Top 2 would be what? Odell and
Zay. Yeah.
I pick Odell and Zay because it's a Zay speed. Zay's running out the catch.
Act like Debo and Ayuk don't have speed.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I would take them over right now. Yes, I would.
So
now, CMC, I would take
Kittle or Andrews. Who would you take?
I'd take Andrews because they're both like in the same tier. Andrews is a little better though. Andrews is just hurt right now. I mean, obviously this football.
I mean, obviously I wasn't counting him being hurt. I like Mark Andrews as well. He's obviously the best option the Ravens have. He's the most dependable.
Yeah, Lamar. Andrews. We all know that Andrews has been that security blanket for Lamar. You know what I'm saying? But likely stepping up. You know, likely is stepping up big time, like in that role. Like, and he can be a receiver if he wanted to be likely, but he's filling that role until Andrews gets back and healthy. I mean, hopefully that Ravens we can stick to our plans and do good and have Andrews come back for a playoff push and deep playoff run. But Ravens are one of the most scariest teams right now in the NFL, and we can go. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I don't care. This is my show, or this is our show. I'll say it right now on December 17th, 8/23.
You're probably gonna say what we already know you're gonna say. Just go ahead and say it, man.
No. So I was gonna say I'm not afraid of the Ravens will go on a deep run this year. We will go on a deep run. If we are clicking on sometimes some teams and some players
do not get it done this year. I don't want to hear a Ravens fan at any other season hyping their team up. If they can't do it this year,
hey, bro.
Okay.
Yo, I think it's Anthony Price. Yeah, I mean,
that's a good question. Go ahead and answer it.
Our receiving corps is not top 10, but I mean, obviously, if we are comparing receiving corps, it matters. But it's like if everything is
a complete team, it factors in.
I'd say our receivers are top 10, top 15. We can go toe to toe with any team in the league right now. We can make a deep playoff run. I think so. I think if we are clicking and Andrews gets back, we can be a complete team. We are a complete team because Lamar is cooking, our offense is cooking, our defense.
The question was, are they the most complete? Because that's what your boys said. They were the most complete team. They are not.
We are the most complete team. And
You're not.
we're the most complete team, and the Niners are the best team in the league.
The Niners are the most complete team and the best team. There you go. I just solved the riddle for you.
Man, and Purdy is just I'm saying again, Purdy is a situational quarterback, man.
That situation's throwing for more yards than your dynamic quarterback.
He just got put into a team where he already had Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Ayuk. I mean, okay, yeah, that's the way the chips fell his way.
Okay, so but a
Jimmy
trash
G
quarterback. So if Zach Wilson was in, I'm just saying.
I'm not calling him trash. I'm just saying he's situational. Like put him on another team. He's trash.
Put Zach Wilson on the Niners. Would they be the same team?
Wait, I don't want to answer Price's question. Like I mean, he hasn't really, depending on his legs. I mean, he hasn't running still this season, but as you see, he's being a pocket passer. I mean, obviously, yeah, if he doesn't have he's obviously, if you look at Lamar, he's looking at his first option, his second option. If it's not there, he's running it. But he's looking at it as called progression. You know what I'm saying? And so he's doing better with that. I mean, obviously, but how am I deflecting, Jory? I just saw a comment in the comment section. But wait, what was the question, Kyle? Zach Wilson.
Huh? So if you put Zach Wilson on the Niners, would they be the same team? No.
I mean, that's
really think about that.
That's really the question that I had in the next question, because I was like, is Zach Wilson really a trash quarterback? Is this his O line? Because like I feel like if Aaron Rodgers was in there, the O line he would have got hurt.
That's a simple answer. He's not as good as he was rated up to be for the draft position. But I'm saying
I don't think we're giving him a fair. I mean, yes,
we are, because at BYU
the O line is trash. It's hurt.
At BYU, he was not that good.
Their O line is old as shit.
And
they're old and they get banged up.
His decision making stinks.
The O line is supposed to protect the quarterback, right?
I don't care. His decision making stinks.
Hey, if Aaron Rodgers was in there, he would have got hurt. I mean, he would. I mean, he did.
I guarantee you, with Aaron Rodgers, everybody feels like that's going to solve all their problems. They'd be struggling to make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. I said that before the season. I agree. It now.
I agree, but like maybe
Aaron Rodgers would look much better than Zach Wilson behind there.
Nah, I mean, because he can. I mean, teams can still get to the quarterback without trash O-line. I mean, because obviously teams are putting like Khalil Mack. Like Khalil Mack had his way with the Jets O-line.
The fact that you were trying to make me defend Aaron Rodgers is wild, because I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. But I also feel like if Aaron Rodgers was sitting there and a blitz was coming, he would know what hot route to throw to. Whereas Zach Wilson, he doesn't know that necessarily. It takes him some time to process, and that's where he gets into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony put the Jets are officially out of the playoffs. I'm glad they are, because I couldn't stand this story about Aaron Rodgers week in and week out. So even if he comes back, there's nothing to play for. Don't care. All these weekly appearances on, Pat McAfee, keeping them relevant. I mean, let's talk about teams that matter, and the Jets aren't one of them.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I mean, they're not really relevant, but it's like, yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson has had time.
So you think Zach Wilson is his environment that's led to him?
I mean, I think if you put him on the Niners, I mean, he could be. I mean, with that O line, with that offense,
so much worse, and be looking for somebody else.
Really, with the weapons that he would have as
I don't think Zach Wilson would know what to do with them. And even if he did well, he wouldn't get credit for it. Shanahan would. Same thing. Shanahan gets credit for Purdy, but I feel like you put Purdy in other situations, Purdy would be okay.
Better QB play. I mean, Purdy is not better than Lamar Jackson, bro.
Purdy's not better. Throwing for more yards. That's what your quarterback's supposed to do. And you told me Lamar's got Zay, he's got OBJ, yet Purdy's throwing for more yards.
Is Lamar on a New England team the same overall as the Ravens team? Huh?
So I guess that would
I
go to
don't.
your question. If you put Lamar in New England, how would New England look currently?
I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know who your receiving corps are. I think it's what Juju Smith.
Devontae Parker, Juju Smith, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know because like Mac Jones is really not. I don't know what kind of quarterback is he. A pocket passer? Is he a mobile quarterback? I don't.
Mac Jones is a pocket quarterback. You don't want him running. He can move. A lot of people act like he can't, but you don't want him.
Bill Belichick did want Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Lamar maybe, but at one point, so maybe Bill.
Yes, rumor was that with
maybe
Lamar
Bill
falling,
knew something.
Rumor was that Lamar falling in the draft, the Patriots were trying to trade back up.
I mean, I know they traded. We got your boy Malik Cunningham.
He was on the practice squad. Doesn't affect the team in any way.
I think they would have. I think they should have gave him some shine though.
He's a developmental guy. He's not NFL ready at quarterback.
But how can a person not develop if he doesn't get playing time?
That's what the practice squad's for. You get reps in the practice squad.
And then Mac Jones getting benched like during the game. Like, come on.
Have you seen Mac Jones play this year?
I have, and he's mediocre.
So why keep running him out there?
And then your coach. I'm glad you're on the show today, man. I'm glad, bro. So I can just like you be like, ha, this I can be a coach next year. I mean, he should have left when Tom Brady
number one,
left.
The report saying his fate's been sealed, yet Ian Rappaport comes out today and says it hasn't been sealed. So depending on which report you believe in. And look, I love how all these losers on ESPN stuff who lost to Bill Belichick all these years are now taking their little victory lap because he struggled for 3 years without Tom Brady. Okay. Take any great quarterback who had a great coach, separate the two. There might be some struggles involved. I mean, look. So you think John Harbaugh's a great coach?
I mean, if he wasn't, he'd be off the team.
Not necessarily, but okay. If Lamar wasn't his quarterback, would John Harbaugh be as good of a coach in your eyes?
Well, when he wasn't there, he had Joe Flacco, and look, we won a Super Bowl, but that was more of our defense, and that second year.
Okay. Do you think John Harbaugh would be seen as good of a coach to you and other Ravens fans?
I don't know.
Even though I could argue John Harbaugh's a little overrated as a coach, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, there's a lot of overrated coaches that are in this league that should be out of jobs or on the hot seat. And you said that for half the teams in the league right now. Dabble is on the hot seat. He's overrated.
Because Daniel Jones is trash?
I mean,
he's winning with Tommy DeVito, so he must be pretty good.
I mean, didn't he win Coach of the Year last year?
Okay.
And look at their team this year, trash.
Daniel Jones had a blip year on a mediocre record, and Daboll got the Coach of the Year. So how come magically Tommy DeVito, who nobody knew about, comes in, and he's won more games with DeVito this year than with Daniel Jones? Explain that.
I think Daboll's still overrated, man.
So Josh Allen's greatness was attributed to Daboll because once Daboll left, Josh Allen took a step back. He's got to get credit for that too. So obviously he knows something.
He gets credit for that, but it's like
that he can't necessarily be overrated.
How is John Wall, or then how is John Harbaugh overrated?
I just said slightly because people act like John Harbaugh is this big success. He's had a lot of playoff, failures.
I mean, there's been a lot of,
And you know why I don't like him? Because he whines a lot, but then he'll do the same thing he whined about. And I don't get that. So he whines when people do it to him, but he'll do to other teams, and he has no problem with it. Because I always think back that playoff game where he spent the whole game crying about formations from the Patriots, which were legal, but he thought they weren't. At the very next season, he was using the same formations in his offense.
Yeah.
Dennis Allen should be on the hot seat. Yes, there's, and you'll see after the season, like 6-7 coaches will get fired. That's how it is in the NFL.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think that Dennis Allen, he should get fired. I mean, he was the first one or first coach, right, to be fired.
No, Dennis Allen hasn't been fired yet.
No. I'm saying Staley was the first coach that was fired.
McDaniels got fired.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But the Raiders, that's on them. That's the Raiders for you.
Yeah, but let me see what else we have for NFL, because I might end the show a little early because the Ravens game is on, and we can like pick up the NBA and stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, you can leave the NBA stuff for like next episode. I just got like the whole Draymond situation, and should they trade Klay into another team? Which is, but we can talk about that on the next show. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts, man? Anything you want to say? Like,
No, I mean, look, it's good to come on here with you. The NFL season's crazy. I still think the last few weeks are going to be even crazier. And like I said, mark my words, there will be upsets in the NFC.
Like, what you doing tomorrow? Because I'm off Monday. We can just continue this tomorrow.
I mean, what time you trying to do it tomorrow?
Because I'm off tomorrow. We can just probably continue like.
We could talk. Yeah, we could talk about it like off air, but if I'm around, because I'm off tomorrow as well. So you just let me know what time you want to do it.
We can knock it out in the morning time, man. Like sometime in the AM, get it over with. Because I know I want to watch this game and stuff.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, man. Definitely crazy weeks of football left. Games that fans could be pissed about. We'll see. I know we got a good game.
I also know something else we're going to talk about tomorrow. How your Lakers let the Spurs beat them?
Wait, who? Oh, Spurs
beat your Lakers. How?
AD wasn't playing.
AD is so important now.
But when AD played, we played on Wednesday night, and we played on Friday night, I think.
AD is important. Y'all Lakers
been going off, bro.
Y'all Laker fans be killing me about AD.
Since we are closing, Jordan, I don't think it's right there. You bring up my camera side stuff. I'm not sensitive about it. Oh, here we go. But you're saying that I'm sensitive, Jory. But all right.
Well, she's responding to you saying she was sensitive about being camera. She's saying she's not.
Well, I didn't say it. I wouldn't have said that. She said I was sensitive. Like if I go up in the comments.
No, she's just addressing that she's addressing you saying she was sensitive. She's saying she's not.
Well. Oh well. Boo-hoo. No, it's like all right. Yeah, we'll close the show and then we'll continue tomorrow, man.
All right, man.
It'll be part 2.
Yeah, that works for me. And I'm gonna get back to the Lakers and Spurs. I'm not letting that go.
All right, man.
All right, man.